All right, Maranatha Ministries doing a tiny chat with Moriah. So once again, we have this play into what Gethsemane prophetically referred to as Moriah-natha Ministries. So pretty excited about Ecclesia Fest 2023. And we're going to be taking a look at the psalm that's going to be the theme of Ecclesia Fest 2023. So we all get together. That's Psalms 132, verse 7. That's the theme for when we get together this year. So we're talking about Psalm 132. So, Moriah, what's your opening comments on Psalms 132? What's your impressions of it?
Why do I have to start? I thought it was
Speak up.
pretty great. I mean, basically it was just talking about how when we go to worship him, then he promised, David sought him out to worship him, and then God promised to bless him and his descendants forever as long as they keep his commandments.
So this is pretty important, right? And this is predicated after us gathering together.
Mm-hmm.
Really? So you're saying that these promises will be fulfilled after we're gathered together. It will trigger the promises being fulfilled. Because what you're saying is that the Bible is stating, especially Psalm 132, which is one of the 15 Psalms of ascents, by the way. There are 15 Psalms of ascents, or ascents. Psalms 120 through 134. Yeah, there's not, too many chapters there. Remember, if you do it on a calculator, it don't make sense. Psalms 120 through 134 is 15 Psalms because you have to count the beginning and the end. So when you get out a calculator and you say, oh, Matthew, you're wrong. I take 120, Psalm 120, and add 15 to it. Well, that's Psalm 135. No, it's not. From Psalms 120 to 135 is 16 Psalms. The 15 Psalms of Ascent are Psalms 120 through Psalms 134. So this is pretty prophetic that you've come to this conclusion. That's what this psalm is talking about, proving Revelation chapter 12 to be right. We just listened to Revelation chapter 12 for Family Church, right? So, pretty interesting. So,
That was mostly you, though.
mostly me, huh?
I was just talking about how God was promising to bless us when we commit our lives to him and do his works. I also was thinking about what you said the other day about how all of the chosen Christians... Shut up, this is about me. When all the chosen Christians are all related back to the promise.
That's right. That's what makes us the children of the promise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so read verse 4 for me before we get started.
I will not give sleep to my eyes or slumber to my eyelids.
I said verse 7. Read verse 7 first.
Let us go into his dwelling place. Let us worship at his footstool.
Take note, something I want to point out here. You're reading the New American Standard Version. And everybody needs to know what the KJV says, because that's traditionally, what everybody reads. But it's pretty important that everybody see this. What this verse says in the KJV. It says in the KJV, verse 7, we will go into his tabernacles. We will worship at his footstool. So, not going to elaborate on that. I just wanted people to see that this word here in Hebrew, that's the word for tabernacle. So anyway, why don't you read the whole psalm for us? But that is the theme for Ecclesia Fest 2023. Come on, Moriah, give it to us. Both barrels in the chest, point blank range, baby.
Remember, O Lord, on David's behalf, all his affliction, how he swore to the Lord and vowed to the Mighty One of Jacob. Surely I will not enter my house, nor lie on my bed. I will not give sleep to my eyes, or slumber to my eyelids, until I find a place for the Lord, a dwelling place for the Mighty One of Jacob. Behold, we heard it on Ephrathah. We found it in the field of Jar. Let us go into his dwelling place. Let us worship at his footstool. Arise, O Lord, to your resting place, you and the ark of your strength. Let your priests be clothed with righteousness, and let your godly ones sing for joy. For the sake of David your servant, do not turn away the face of your anointed. The Lord has sworn to David a truth from which he will not turn back. Of the fruit of your body I will set upon your throne. If your sons will keep my covenant and my testament which I teach them, their sons also shall sit on your throne forever. For the Lord has chosen Zion, he has desired it for his habitation. This is my resting place forever. Here I will dwell, for I have desired it. I will abundantly bless her provision. I will satisfy her needy with bread. Her priests also I will clothe with salvation, and her godly ones I will sing aloud for joy. There I will cause the horn of David to spring forth. I have prepared a lamp for mine anointed. His enemies I will clothe with shame, but upon himself the crown shall shine.
What's your thoughts having read it straight through?
The same, I guess. I like the last verse, but upon himself his crown shall shine.
What do you think that is in reference to?
Well, when we live as Christians, we're supposed to let Jesus shine in us.
And the KJV kind of says that better in verse 18. His enemies I will clothe with shame, but upon himself shall his crown flourish. So the KJV says that a little bit better. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't exactly translate it that way, but the two versions together, you get the picture. Now, did you notice that twice it mentions two different groups? It mentions priest and godly ones. Let's read those two verses. Read this verse that mentions it here. Read it, verse 9.
Let your priests be clothed with righteousness, and let your godly ones sing for joy.
Now, the next one is verse 16. What's it say?
Her priests also I will clothe with salvation, and her godly ones will sing aloud for joy.
Interesting. What's your thoughts on that?
I think in Christianity, when you're a Christian, there's a difference between priests who are, burdened with this wisdom, and then there's the people who are just innocent people that are looking for Jesus and seeking him. And I think those people don't always understand exactly what Christianity is, but God will always kind of lead them, and then they can sing for joy.
So you're saying that the priests are the ones who understand what's going on. And the godly ones are those that don't have the wherewithal to really comprehend everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Yet they believe.
Yeah. So they're still Christians.
And we would agree that would be the majority of the people, right? I mean, we know this from the New Testament. Some are given us, preachers, teachers, evangelists, right? All those people you're saying here is referred to as priest.
Not necessarily, because there can be some people who are teachers in the church that aren't exactly as wise or as qualified as some people who might not be priests in the church. They're just the wise. Kind of like elders, I guess.
Well, in particular, you'd be talking about the two bad sons of the priest that were burned up with fire.
Not necessarily, just people who, like Sunday school teachers, who are still naive. They don't know everything.
Naive. That's an interesting way to put it. So people that are teaching Sunday school that have no business of doing so, but
Yeah, but they're still trying. They're still trying to do works for God. So it doesn't really matter.
amen. May it be as you've said. May it be as you've said. So if you were going to structure an Ecclesia Fest off this, how would you do that?
I don't know what that is.
Well, it would be, you'd call it a gathering together or a seminar. Yeah, a conference. A conference. That's what it is.
Well, I would take it section by section because I feel like each section in this chapter is about something a little bit different.
There's 4 sections in that chapter. Right? Let's see here. 1 to 5, 6 to 9, 10 to 12, and 13 to 18, right?
Yep.
So that would constitute a 4-day weekend, right? So what do you think is a better 4-day weekend? You think it's Thursday to Sunday? Or do you think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Starting at Thursday, that's how schools do it.
Well,
No one wants to
that
start
solves
on,
all the problems, doesn't
No
it?
one wants to start on a Tuesday and skip a Monday.
Really? I beg to differ. Most people, the day they hate the most is Monday.
Well, yeah, but it's also like the most important work day, so it's like the one that they don't want to skip. So if you start on Thursday, I feel like more people would come.
Really? I see the wisdom of your answer. So are you going to come to Ecclesia Fest 2023?
Yeah.
Cool. So you got plenty of time to get one of the days prepared because you're taking one of them, baby.
Oh, I'm gonna tattoo this to my back.
So, hey, we need to... So, what is this all about? And you'll take note, ladies and gentlemen, okay? The cover reflects her poem. Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. So, tell us about your poem in here.
It's... Can I look at it? Where is it? It's about a ship.
It's about a ship, huh? Interesting. Read the poem, please. Included with title and author, by the way. Read the whole thing.
When We Saw It by Moriah Miller. Hear the word of the wind, for the sky was not the start of a journey, but the stirring of it from within, urging us to touch the sea, and when we saw it we would. Heed the call that beckons you forth as you struggle to understand. The directions are almost without a course unless we sail beyond the sand, and when we found them we would. Watch the constellations swell, then the map will be shown. It will lead us to what our hearts had beheld, and our stars would then be our own. And when we understood them, they would. Run while the stars in the skies still shine. Somehow they make sense of no direction. There are no dots and no lines, but to follow it we need simply the temptation, and when we saw them we would.
So, I just love the lines and the dots, the constellations, obviously. Anyway, so we'll put a period at the end of this sentence. By the way, yes, the cover is based on Moriah's poem. Yes, it is. Let's riddle into ourselves the great riddle of the great sign, okay? Because that's what I heard in your poem. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. And she cried out as with child, being in labor and in pain to give birth. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, God bless, Godspeed, and get on Amazon, get the book, and write a review praising Moriah's poem. God bless, Godspeed.